Alright guys, in the last video that I made, I was unable to use my Windows 8 machine um, to mount Windows 8 as part of the users of in the Active Directory or being part of the domain controller. So what I want to do is what I did was to reinstall the Windows 8 machine so we start afresh. So I want to show us how to configure that easily. So I'm back on my server. This is my server. We do it on this and I'll log in. Of course, logging into the administrator of the domain controller, which is Cybertech. So we've been able to apply some policies, enforce some policies, and implement some policies on that. So one of the first things we need to do is to run the network settings for this. Remember, you have to put this on the same network the as the server and as the other machine. So now I'll come to Ethernet. I'll open up the Ethernet, then I'll click on properties. So I have to come down to where I have something around the Internet Protocol, especially version 4. So I'll click on that and I'll click on properties. So yeah, the Internet Protocol version 4, um, so the Internet Protocol version 4, so what we need to do is to configure it manually. So you click on this, use the following IP address. And to do that, you press Windows R and bring out the CMD. I hit enter and you type in IP config and you press enter. So now the current IP address of this machine is 10.0.5.6. The subnet mark is this and the default gateway is this. So we have to set it accordingly. We have to set it accordingly. So what we want to do now is put the same parameters. So IP address will be 10. IP address will be 10.0.5.6, which is the IP address that we have here currently for this device. Now the subnet mask will be 255.255. The 255.255.224. Then the default gateway would be 10.0.5.1. Good. And now the preferred DNS now would now be the IP address of the server. Please don't forget. So go back to the server. So we can put in CMD, we hit enter. So IP config. Now the IP address of this DNS server is 10.0.5.4. So that is what we're going to be changing this to. So our preferred DNS server will be 10.0.5.4. Then we can click on OK. Good. So that is done. You can just close that and we can close this as well. So this is what it is. So IP config. So you see that nothing has changed. So the IP address is this, the subnet is this, the default gateway is this, and all is set. Nothing is changed. Good. So we can close that. We can close this as well. Now, the next thing is, since we have configured a user called, I think, alex.hr, so what we need to do now is to then go to the file explorer. So let's confirm the user again. I'll come back here. I'll cancel this, So I'll click on manage. Sorry, I'll click on tools. I'll click on Active Directory users and computers. So once that dialog box opens, I'll come to the HR department and I have Martin Sotskar created. For IT, I think we created Dominic Anderson, yes. For the HR, we created somebody called Martin Skar. You can double click on it to get more information about this person. And let's see this person's account. This person's account is martins.hr. Martins.hr. So let's log in as martins.hr. So you right click on this PC, you click on properties, you click on system protection, then you click on computer name. So you want to change this to rename this computer, you click on change, and you click on domain, and the domain will be cybertech.local. Then hit OK. So now the username would be martins.hr, and the password you've created. Good. Then you hit enter. Okay. So it says welcome to cybertech.local domain. So it most likely will restart. I click OK. Yes, OK. So we can close this. Restart now. It's going to restart the Windows 8 machine. Let's give it time. And so that it's not confusing, let me allow this to run, because I wanted us to implement the group policy that we implemented for the Windows 7 as well on it, to see how it's going to run on Windows 8. But it's okay, so we can do that once we're done with this setup. All right, we're back up. So it would want to log in as this, but no, you don't want to log in as that. You click on this, you go back, you click on other user. Now you want to log in with a username and password, martins.hr. Then you put on the password. Okay. Then you log in to cybertech martins.hr. So let me pause this, and once it is done, I'll just come back so we don't waste too much time on this. Yeah, so it is done. It is done now, and so let's just confirm a few things that we are on martins.hr. Of course, if you put on the Windows menu, you see that you have Martin's car, which is the user currently, and okay, martins.car, martins.hr. Okay, requires elevation. Okay, so I'm not permitted to do this. Good. So this PC, so if you check properties, you go to properties, it gives you information about this. Now you can see that the domain you're on now is the cybertech.local. This is the domain you're on currently, cybertech.local. Good. So if you go back to system protection, type an administration password. So we can't do this anymore. So I can close that. So we are now on martins.local HR. So now I can click on this power option, and I still have the shutdown and the restart button. So now let's go back to our server and let's configure or apply the same group policy that we applied on this guy, this Dominic. Let's apply the same group policy on it. So I'll click on tools, I'll click on group policy management. Once I'm there, So I have some group policies that we had created. Remember, we had created authentic power of discipline. So we don't want them to be able to to power off the computers, probably for any reason. There might be a policy in the organization that nobody should switch off the computer. Instead of telling them to not do it and somebody forgets to do it, let's just disable it completely. You know, so let's see that. So if I click on that, you see that, oh, these settings in this GPU group policy can only apply to the following groups, users, and computers. So now we have them just here, just these people. Now, if that we want to add Martins to the list, we click on add, we click on advanced, we click on find now, and we're looking for Martins. We're looking for Martins. Okay, I get it. Martin's car. Yeah, I've seen him. Here's the guy. So you double click on that and you click OK. So you want to apply the policy to him as well. And that's all you need to do basically. And now you have to update the policy. Don't forget, you always have to update your policies. You can run a Windows R CMD, then you can run a GP update / force, and you hit enter. It's updating the policy. Okay, policy has been completed successfully. Now let's go back to our Windows machine, our Windows 8. Let's see if it has been applied yet. It has not been applied yet, so let us go back to our desktop and let's update the policy here as well. So I would also run, so you can see martins.hr. So I also run gp update, gp updates / force. Then I'll hit enter. So let's update the policy as well. Let me pause it so I can see it. All right, the policy has been updated. Now let's see if that works. Let me go back here and let me try to. Oh, not yet. It doesn't work just yet. And this is one of the reasons why it won't work just yet. Now, remember, I said that you don't apply policies to just a user. You apply policies because it's called a group policy. So it has to be applied to a group. So remember that this guy called Martins is not in any group yet. So the first thing we need to do is to add him to a group. So now in the HR department, let's add Martins. Let us add him to a group and let's add him to, let's say, we can add him to probably payroll. Let's add him to payroll. I'll say fine now. Let me add him to payroll. You can see payroll. Then I'll so the add to group operation was successfully completed. So now, if you right click on Martins and check properties, and you see is a member of payroll, you can see it's part of the payroll. Good. So it has been added to this group. So now it is easier and it works effectively if you apply the policy to a group rather than just a user. So how do you do that? So we'll come back to tools and go to group policy management. And now for this, now we want to power off because we've created this policy already. So all you just need to do is to click on add, and you want to click on advanced, click on find now, and you're looking for payroll now. Got payroll. I got payroll. So okay. So I've added payroll to the list of will the group policy will be applied to? Okay, good. So the next thing is, let us close this and let me go back to our users, Active Directory users and computers. And so under this now, I want to right click on HR, or task. 1 minute. Let me go back to tools. Let me go back to this group policy management. Where is it? Group policy management. And let me see if this has been linked. Okay, okay, it's enabled already. Um, so let me see. So what I want to do is on the HR, I want to right click and say list. Uh, okay, so it has been okay. Great. Okay, so now let's run the next process, which is going to CMD and enforcing the law or the policy. So say GP update slash force. We hit enter. It's updating the group policy. Let's give that some few moments. Okay, that's been done. Let's see if it has been implemented yet. Okay, not yet. And now let us also update it from here. So I'll run a GP update slash force again. Then I'll hit enter for that to be updated. All right, the group policy has been updated, and let's go back to check if it has actually been updated. So I'll click on this. Oh, still not updated. So what could be the problem? So let's do some few cross checks. And let's do some few cross checks. I'll go back to tools, check uncheck the group policy. I want to edit this. And see the policies again, administrative, um, system start menu. And let me see this, which is remove and prevent this. It's currently enabled. What I want to check is, let me confirm the IP address of this machine again. IP config 10.0.5.4. Okay, so the DNS is completed. Let me go to Active Directory users and computers. All right, Martin, if I check his properties, member of payroll. Okay, good. That makes sense. Tools. Group policy management. I'll say this again. Group policy status. Let me go disable all settings. So let me right click on that again and let me enable it. So now let me see the settings again. Who are those involved? The security team, the payroll team, Martin Scar, was enabled in current system. Okay, HR. Okay. Okay. I think I got where the problem was coming from. And first, so we didn't had it. So the foreign side domains and OU are linked to this GPO, which is the HR team, which we didn't had. Then, so what I want to do now is view status enabled, and get so that's done. That's done. So finally, we should have it work out for us. So let me just check a few things. Good. Now, finally, let's run a CMD again, and let's run a GP update. Course. Then we do the same for here, or let's allow this to do. So completely successfully. Let's check, has it been enforced? Not yet. Okay, now let's run the updates from here as well. GP update slash force. GP update slash force. So we hit enter. Okay, this has been updated, so let's confirm if it has actually been updated. You can see there are currently no power options available. So it means it has been enforced. So all we needed to do to troubleshoot it was to add it to the list. Remember, you had to add it to the list of the groups, yeah. So the foreign side domains and OUs are linked to those GPUs. So you ordinarily need to add the OUs to the GPO. Then you can then filter based on the groups you want to implement it on. Good. So that's that about that. So the next video will be about documenting your all these projects.